Most travelers think they've seen Costa Rica once they've visited a beach, a zipline, and maybe a volcano. But the real soul of this country is hidden in quiet corners, overlooked trails, and experiences that don't make the usual top 10 lists. In this video, we're taking you beyond the tourist hotspots, from bathing in untouched jungle hot springs to visiting wildlife havens without crowds, and at the end, a place so remote and unexpected, even most locals haven't been, where time moves differently and nature shows its rarest side. These are the 10 most exciting things to do in Costa Rica that no one talks about, but you'll never forget once you do them. Before we dive in, here's a travel tip that can save you a lot in Costa Rica. Skip the mass tours and talk to local guides directly, especially in rural towns and coastal villages. They often offer private or custom experiences that aren't listed online. That's how you find the real hidden gems, like secret waterfalls, local festivals, or sunrise hikes with no one else around. We begin deep in the Nicoya Peninsula, in a place often skipped by first-time visitors, Diriá National Park. Unlike the cloud forests of Monteverde or the famous Manuel Antonio Coast, Diriá offers something different, a dry tropical forest, unique to this region, that blooms and transforms with the seasons. This park is one of the few places where you can hike to multiple waterfalls without encountering crowds. The trails here are rugged and rewarding. As you walk, you'll pass strangler figs, white-faced capuchin monkeys, and thick forest that bursts open to reveal sweeping mountain viewpoints. One of the falls, the Salto de Diriá waterfall, is one of its best-kept secrets, cascading into a calm pool surrounded by rock formations that feel untouched. During dry months, the water is clearer, making it a perfect stop for swimming and reflection. Rangers here are few, and signage is minimal, so most visitors hike with a local guide who can point out regional flora and explain the forest's distinct ecosystem. Diriá is also a biodiversity corridor connecting animals from the highlands to the coast, making it a key environmental zone. If you want an experience that feels personal, wild, and authentic without fences, ticket lines, or background noise, Diriá National Park gives you that, quietly and without trying too hard. From the remote trails of Nicoya, we shift to the vibrant culture of the Boruca people in southern Costa Rica. The Fiesta de los Diablitos is a multi-day event held every late December into early January. It's not a performance for tourists. It's a deeply rooted indigenous celebration with real meaning for the Boruca community. The festival reenacts the Boruca tribe's resistance against Spanish colonization, with participants dressed in elaborate, hand-carved devil masks that symbolize ancestral spirits. The main ritual features a symbolic battle between the Diablitos, the Boruca, and a person dressed as a bull, representing the Spanish invaders. But beyond the ritual itself, visitors can witness mask carving demonstrations, traditional food preparation, and community gatherings that have remained unchanged for generations. The atmosphere is welcoming, but not commercialized. Visitors are guests, not spectators. It's important to respect the space and participate with humility. The village itself is surrounded by green hills, and many families open their homes to visitors for homestays during the event. If you want to understand Costa Rica, not just as a country, but as a people with layered histories and identities, attending this festival provides more than just cultural education. It offers perspective, and it's something few travelers will ever witness firsthand. From the hills of the Boruca, we head east toward the Caribbean, where the quiet town of Cahuita guards some of Costa Rica's most intact coral reefs. Unlike the heavily trafficked Pacific side, The Caribbean coast moves at a slower pace, and so do its ecosystems. Cahuita National Park stretches along the shore with protected marine zones that support coral gardens, tropical fish, rays, and even reef sharks. Snorkeling here isn't about luxury, it's about learning. Local Afro-Caribbean guides, many with family roots going back generations in the region, lead small group snorkel tours that are focused on conservation and storytelling. They'll show you the living coral formations, explain how seagrass affects reef health, and talk about the region's history, one shaped by migration, trade, and cultural resilience. These guides often double as fishermen, musicians, or herbalists, and the experience goes beyond the water. It's common to end a tour with coconut rice, calypso music, and first-hand stories about how the reefs have changed over the decades. Cahuita is not just a nature destination, it's a cultural one, where learning from the community is as important as exploring the landscape. This is Costa Rica's Caribbean, quiet, proud, and unfiltered. We now travel inland to one of the country's least understood natural sites, Barra National Park. Most visitors skip this area completely, unaware that it holds a massive underground cave system that's unlike anything else in Costa Rica. Barra Honda's limestone caverns were formed over 70 million years ago, and only a few are open to the public, keeping the experience controlled and highly protected. To enter the main chamber, Terciopelo Cave, you'll need to climb down a secure metal ladder that drops over 50 feet into the earth. The descent is supervised by trained park staff and local guides, making it safe but still intense. Inside, you'll encounter a world of mineral formations, stalactites, stalagmites, and flowstones sculpted over millennia. Some areas contain crystal structures that sparkle under your headlamp. Bats roost in the higher sections, and certain passages are only passable during dry season. What makes Barra Honda special is the contrast. It's dry, hilly terrain above, but below is a sealed ecosystem, cool and still. Scientists are still studying unexplored caverns deeper in the system. Few tourists take the time to visit, but those who do walk away with a rare understanding of Costa Rica's geology and the hidden processes that shape the landscape beneath our feet. Have you ever explored any of these activities in Costa Rica, or is it on your bucket list? What things are you most excited to explore? Or maybe you've already found a hidden gem of your own. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories, tips, or questions. From the underground caves of Barra Honda, we head to the Pacific coastline of the Nicoya Peninsula, where a quiet fishing village becomes one of the most important turtle nesting grounds in the world. Ostional is home to a rare event called the Arribada, when tens of thousands of olive ridley sea turtles come ashore at once to lay their eggs. This natural event happens only a few times a year, and only in a handful of locations globally. During the Arribada, the entire beach transforms. The sand moves with life. Turtles digging, nesting, returning to the sea, all within hours. What sets Ostional apart is that the local community is deeply involved in the process. They run hatcheries, monitor nesting patterns, and allow volunteers to participate in structured conservation work. You can help collect scientific data, guide baby turtles to the ocean, or support local education programs. Timing is everything. Check with local conservation groups to plan around the turtle calendar. Accommodations are simple but welcoming, and meals are often prepared by families who've lived there for generations. You won't find resort-style comforts, but you will find meaning in helping protect something fragile and vital. For many travelers, Ostional becomes the most powerful memory of their trip. From the coastline, we head into the mountainous Los Santos region. known quietly among locals as the heart of Costa Rica's small-scale coffee farming. While many tourists opt for polished coffee plantation tours near major cities, the Los Santos area offers a different experience, one based on family tradition, not production scale. Here, you're often welcomed into family homes or co-op-run micromills, where coffee cultivation is a part of daily life. The process begins with walking the fields, learning how altitude and soil affect the beans' quality. It continues with the harvesting, which is still done by hand, and then into small roasting rooms where beans are dried over wood-fired stoves. What sets this apart is the depth of explanation. Farmers talk about pricing, sustainability, and how global markets impact their livelihood. You're not just drinking coffee, you're learning what it means to grow it. During the tasting portion, there's often fresh local bread or plantains served, and conversations turn to family stories passed down through generations. No scripted marketing, no rush to the gift shop, just honest work, open dialogue, and the chance to appreciate something many drink every day but rarely understand. Los Santos isn't just about flavor, it's about context, and that's what makes it memorable. Leaving the highlands of Los Santos, we travel southeast to the quiet Orosí Valley. This region is often overlooked in favor of flashier destinations, yet it offers some of the most peaceful scenery in Costa Rica. Orosí is a broad, green valley surrounded by volcanic ridges and cloud-covered hills. The roads here are calm, the traffic sparse, and the air cool year-round. Ideal conditions for cycling. Many local guest houses offer bikes for rent, making it easy to explore at your own pace. The valley is also home to Costa Rica's oldest colonial church still in use, Iglesia de Orosí, built in the 1700s. But what most travelers miss are the valley's hidden hot springs, situated between forest patches and fields, are small, mineral-rich pools used mostly by local families. These aren't commercial spas. They're simple, natural pools fed by underground geothermal sources. A few of them are managed by local farmers who allow respectful visitors to soak for a small fee. It's quiet, restorative, and far from anything touristy. Riding through the Orosí Valley isn't just scenic, it's a window into daily life in Costa Rica's countryside, where calm, tradition, and nature exist side by side. From mountain roads, we descend to the warm, tangled mangrove forests near the village of Sierpe on Costa Rica's southern Pacific coast. Sierpe sits at the edge of the Sierpe National Wetlands, one of the most extensive mangrove systems in Central America. To navigate it, you'll need a kayak and a guide who understands the tides. Tours are carefully timed to begin just before sunset, when the mangrove channels are calm and golden light filters through the overhead branches. As you paddle, the sounds shift, birds call, water drips, and howler monkeys stir in the trees. This isn't a fast-paced activity. It's slow and silent, which allows you to spot elusive animals like silky anteaters, roseate spoonbills, and even crocodiles resting along the riverbanks. Local guides provide essential knowledge about the mangrove's role in preventing erosion, supporting marine life, and serving as a buffer during tropical storms. They'll point out edible plants, medicinal roots, and nesting areas that most visitors would never recognize. At a certain point, the light fades and the water begins reflecting the stars. That's when the full experience sets in. It's quiet, immersive, and unlike anything else you'll do in Costa Rica. Sierpe's mangroves aren't just a side trip. They're a lesson in how ecosystems survive when left undisturbed. From the southern wetlands of Sierpe, we travel northwest into the Gulf of Nicoya to reach a destination almost entirely missing from travel guides, Isla Chira. It's Costa Rica's largest island, but you won't find large resorts or structured tours here. Life on Isla Chira is shaped by fishing tides, artisan traditions, and tight-knit communities that rely on the mangroves and the sea. To reach the island, you'll take a small boat from Punta Arenas or San Pablo, landing at a humble dock where motorbikes outnumber cars. Most visitors stay in basic cabins or with local families who offer meals and a bed. No frills, but deeply personal. The economy here revolves around sustainable fishing and crafts, especially intricate baskets and weavings made from native plants. Women-led cooperatives welcome travelers to join in workshops, offering insight into their techniques and the challenges of preserving their way of life. The mangrove forests surrounding the island are among the healthiest in the country, and eco-guides from the community run small boat tours through the inlets. Isla Chira doesn't offer packaged adventure, it offers perspective. You leave with a clearer understanding of rural life, subsistence living, and the delicate balance between environmental protection and survival. The pace is slower here, but the impressions last long after you've left. Our final stop takes us into the heart of northern Costa Rica near Tenorio Volcano National Park in a quiet town called Bijagua. While most visitors come here to hike to the Rio Celeste waterfall, those who stay into the evening discover something entirely different: the rainforest at night. Night jungle walks in Bijagua are led by experienced naturalists who know exactly where to look and when. With only the light of a flashlight, you'll walk carefully along forest paths while the forest comes alive, in a way you don't experience during the day. Bioluminescent fungi glow faintly on fallen logs. Red-eyed tree frogs cling to leaves. Leafcutter ants form highways along the ground. You may even spot sloths, snakes, or a toucan sleeping in the trees. It's not dangerous when done with a guide, but it requires silence and patience. Every movement matters. The sounds, crickets, frogs, branches shifting, become more pronounced, creating an atmosphere that's quiet but charged. Night tours are usually limited to small groups, allowing you to ask questions and observe closely without rushing. This experience is not about thrills, it's about attention. Seeing Costa Rica at night reveals a second layer of life in the rainforest, one most people never know exists. And if you're planning more adventures this year, don't stop here. Check out our next video, 10 Hidden Beautiful Places in Miami. No One Talks About It is packed with real travel insights to help you go beyond the guidebook. Click here to watch it now, and we'll see you in the next one.